What's your best, what comes around goes around story? When I was a little girl, I'd always be fast asleep when we pulled into our driveway late at night after being out as a family. My dad would park the car, then come around to my side and unbuckle my seatbelt, and softly scoop me up in his arms. He'd then bring me inside the house and carry me to bed, where he'd tuck me in tight, put my favorite weighted blanket onto me, kiss my forehead, call me his little princess, and usually whisper something in my ear about how he loves me to the ends of the world. By the time I was 5 years old, I was often awake when we pulled into the driveway, but I'd still pretend to be asleep. I loved the comfort of being pulled into my dad's arms and whisked into the house. My dad was extremely tall and strong too, and so his arms always felt like the safest place in the entire world. Once, when I was almost 6 years old, we pulled into the driveway and I was of course pretending to be asleep. My dad did his ritual extraction, and as he was picking me up, he leaned over and whispered in my ear, "I know you're not asleep and I know what you're doing, but I love carrying you inside too much to stop." He kept doing it all the way until I was 9 years old. It's now 20 years later, and nowadays my dad is an incredibly present grandfather with my daughter, who adores him in return. Just a few nights ago, we were coming back from the movies, and my 2-year-old was asleep in the back of my car. My dad got out, and as he watched me pick her up and nestle her over my shoulder, he asked me if I remember when he used to do that to me. I nodded and said yes, and I almost teared up realizing how far we'd come.